All right, it's Monday. Where's my water bottle? Right here. Monday. Got a decent bit of work today, but I like to get in the gym in the morning, get it out of the way. You know what I mean? I hate waiting until the evening, and it's always packed in the evening. I feel like, plus, if I take my pre-workout in the evening, it keeps me from sleeping early, you know what I mean? But, not that I sleep too early to begin with. I'm usually falling asleep around midnight. I gotta do better about that, though. You know. But, yeah. Chest day. Not a bad day to start the week with. But, yeah. Nothing too big. Gonna do a couple reps, or a couple sets on the incline bench press on the Smith machine. And then gonna do chest flies. I used to do like fly, press, fly. And I realized that wasn't like I would get a really good pump off the fly, but then it would taper off after the first press movement. And I'm trying to switch that up because I want the pump to be, you know, I don't want to lose it halfway through the workout, you know. That just, I feel like I'm not maximizing breakdown of the fibers. So yeah, gonna give that a try today. Yeah, it's snowing outside. It's got some heavy snow. I slipped a little bit when I took Nala out earlier, but you know, not a bad day. I'm gonna crush this, and I'll see y'all on the other side. Alright, warm-up's done. Felt pretty good on jump rope today. One of the songs that I did was 7 minutes straight, and I realized that if I turn my hips rather than trying to turn my foot, it feels a little better. Anyways, jumping to the workout. So we were starting with rear delt flies. Felt really good yesterday, so I'm going to keep it going. I like warming up my rear delts before I do any push exercise because it gives me more stability on my back when I'm laying down for the bench press and stuff like that. Yeah. Also, it feels like a good way to get a pump going before you do anything else. Movement's doing pretty well. Started at I think 25 or 40. Looks like 40. Started at 40. Pumped out a few reps, and it's good. I think after yesterday of realizing how I should be moving, I'm able to maintain that movement. I feel like sometimes when you pick up a movement or figure out how to move something, you tend to forget the next day, and thankfully that didn't happen. But yeah, I did a couple sets of those, and then I moved into incline bench press on the Smith machine. I started, of course, before I started this weight at, I got a plate and then two 25s because it's easier to do drop sets on rather than doing a plate and a 25 or two plates. But for this, I'm focusing on squeezing the chest at the top and then bringing it down as slow as possible. So on this next drop set, you'll see that I try to exaggerate that movement as much as possible so I can get the proper pump in the full chest, not just in certain sections. I found that when I was doing chest and I would look for the squeeze at the bottom rather than the whole way through, it was only getting like the far outer side of my chest and then a little bit of the inside. I wasn't getting the full range of motion wasn't being affected because I wasn't squeezing the entire way. So here I'm exaggerating that a little more, and it feels pretty good. I think first set was a plate 25-25, and then I dropped down to a plate and 25, and then now I drop it down to a plate. Like I've said before, you know, just because I'm doing a drop set and I take it down to a really lightweight doesn't mean I stop squeezing. Maintaining that squeeze at the top and then I exaggerate it even more here to make sure I'm getting that full stretch on the muscle. Honestly, today was great. Moved pretty quick. Morning workout before work. So I don't really have. I don't. I try to minimize it, like the top sets to two sets, and like one working or not one working, two top sets with one warm up set on these more complex movements. In terms of like isolated movements, I'm only doing two sets total, which you'll see in my chest flies after this. But yeah, movement was pretty good. I found that keeping that squeeze throughout the whole range of motion and activating it at the top is really what gets that pump going. Starting at the top, squeezing at the top, and then maintaining that squeeze while I go all the way down. That's why I'm flaring my hands. So I'm not squeezing my hands. I'm focused on squeezing my chest, and I bring it down really slow. With the Smith machine, I wouldn't recommend keeping your hands open on open bar. I'm only doing that because it's a Smith machine. So if anything happens, I can flip it and the thing will get locked. I'm not gonna get crushed by the weight, right? But yeah, feeling pretty good. I exaggerated a little more just because I was really feeling it here. But yeah, honestly, a great chest day. Couldn't have asked for a better feeling. So after I finish the top workout, move on to my flies. What I like to do here is I squeeze at the top, maintain that squeeze while I'm bringing it forward. In the next set, you'll see that I will squeeze at the top and then bring it out more. For this set, I started at the bottom. I found that I mean, starting at the bottom is good too, especially when you squeeze before you move. Essentially, as long as you're squeezing, you're fine. But where you start also dictates what part of your chest you're really focusing. Starting at the bottom, I feel like it focuses a little more on the outer chest, that part that goes right right next to your armpit. That's really where I get that pump going when I'm starting on the outside. But then you'll see when I move over to the inside, honestly, my chest was looking really good there. Sorry, but here, you'll see when I start from the inside and move out, it's a little more controlled, and I'm getting it looks a little denser on the chest, actually. But, I don't know, where do I do it? I'm pretty sure, oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. So I start up here, and then bring it out. And that, you see how the center pops out a little more? I don't know if you can see it, but, might just be the body dysmorphia. But you get my point. Starting at the top makes sure that you squeeze the center while also flaring out the outside. I saw it in an Instagram video and tried it out today, and it felt amazing. I'm not doing too heavy on this. I think I was doing like maybe 130 max, maybe 115, and then I drop it down to 85, 70, pump out a few more reps. I'm not going for too much because I already exhausted myself pretty well on the incline bench. But yeah, on to posing. Posing was pretty good. Of course, after I did my chest flies, I did my 4 sets of abs. I'm still trying to figure out how to create, I have some body fat to lose, of course, but creating that vacuum and then pulling that up to really flare the chest out, I'm still working on that. And the front chest, that movement right there, I'm still working on that as well. I'm liking how my chest pops when I do this side angle. The upper chest looks really good, really well pumped here. But yeah, honestly, overall a good day. Took Nala for a walk in the evening. About to eat some Chipotle and then head to bed. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.